demons will be your
I wonder if I had a move, I maybe could have cleansed that too, but... Three infested. So blades with the bleed is kind of nice. Yeah, his glaive. Give all cards in your hand free and draw a card. Holy crap. Wow. Okay, so we're going big time bleeds here. His deck does have 2 make 'em bleeds in there, I think. Let's see. No. Oh, yes, it does. So, if I could redraw into that and then save this one for the conceal, that would be pretty decent. But obviously, we're going to have hunter cards drawing too, so the chances are pretty low. I guess we just see what happens here. Actually, hold on. Oh, that's weak. This is vulnerable. But there's so many. I have 1, 2, 3 I need to deal with here. And Blade's weak here. So, like, how does he survive this? Attacking these taunts all Lilin. Okay, that's what I need to do. We need to get the Nest Mothers to attack the Hunter. So it taunts all of these. But the Mystics will still attack Blade. The rest should attack Hunter. Can Blade... Blade can do this. That's at least a vulnerable. Okay. The other option is I don't do Oshter's Gift yet. I could potentially save it. Hunter has 1 resist. If I go make him bleed... This takes me to 360. We could apply marked. And then I could glaive as well, and they take extra damage. And I could get that card play back. So, hold on. What if I did make him bleed? I think I'm going to play this first to draw more blade cards.
I'll put this to good use.
Oh, okay. So we did get the other one. That's interesting. I feel like I should play this again. I'm going to. I'm just filling my hand with blade cards, and I feel like... There it is. Nice. Because now I can redraw this for conceal, make everything free. Oh, crap. Is that my last card play? Oh. Oh, no, we're fine. We're fine. Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. Okay, did that not draw a card, though? I thought it said it also drew a card. Okay, either way, it's fine. So now our next 6 are applying 2 bleed. So now I do actually want to taunt to him so that we can do a redraw at the end on make him bleed. So this is going to apply vulnerable and 2 bleed and draw a card. Draw a card for each KO. Doesn't matter here. So let's do something like 1, 2, 3, 4. Get vulnerable on. This guy already has vulnerable. It's going to use 3 heroism. Then I've got strikes to get bleed on some others. That way when glaive hits this group, we could use hunger to mark everything with bleed, get card plays back and stuff. Even though they're free, maybe that doesn't matter.
It's over for you.
And if you got the passive triggering, nice. So we get some extra bleeds out there. Sure.
You will pay the greatest price.
Did that not taunt all? Maybe, I guess they're already attacking me, so maybe that's fine. Okay. The other thing is we could try just reapering something, right? Just stacking bleeds on everything. This is a 25% chance to apply vulnerable. And we draw a card here. I'm just gonna do this. I don't know, maybe that's useless. What am I more afraid of? This guy has way more health to go through. Do I just go all in on one unit? Put as much bleed on him as possible? And then Reaper him? I think that's what my gut's telling me to do. Getting the bleed across the board is kind of nice. I don't really care about the little hounds. But like these guys that are infested, having the bleed is still pretty decent.
About time. Some for the rest of us.
This is going to draw a card. Yeah, every one of them draws a card as well because of that blessing that we got.
Let's do this.
Oh, nice. We did get another vulnerable there, too. So next turn, he's good. He's got 13 bleed. Still not enough. Hippus's Aid. Stun and apply 2 vulnerable. Ooh. Okay, so that's good for next round. If I go Hunger now, it's going to mark everybody and draw a card and get us the heroism. So then I can play Glaive. That's going to do more damage to all these enemies and apply more bleed.
Who's next?
And then I Reaper the big boy. Oh, look at that. Pinpoint precision there. Wonder if I can get the Hound in. Maybe not. I had it. I gotta do it there.
Time to bleed.
It's gonna be pretty much best case scenario with them all being vulnerable. Oh, and a free Mindbender. Very interesting. So he's up to 17 bleed. Even with... Still, he can't. Wow. So we definitely want to go conceal here on this turn. The thing is, I just don't have a good spot for this guy to get hit. He probably hits the dog twice. I feel like these guys hitting each other is maybe the best case scenario here. These guys are quite strong. Mind you, he is infested, so maybe he hits this and this. I'm not sure. But damage on the infested units is what we need, so... Infested to infested is best case scenario. I can blow up that ley line too, or can I? I can probably do that after the last attack with Blade. Oh, is this gonna hit Blade? Nope. That actually worked out really nice. Look how much freaking damage that is. That is nuts. So, here's an option. Like, I could clear this. It refunds a card play, but that doesn't actually help me here because the card's free and we're out. So we're doing this. Means he's not going to bleed anymore, but whatever. With the vulnerable, this is like... I gotta do it.
And I thought Man-Thing was ugly.
And then we redraw this. He's concealed. And that's all I got. Huh. So now they bring those up. Oh man, this could be, if that's a heal, that could be really annoying. Oh, I forgot to blow up that ley line. But Blade would have been in there. I didn't have a move, so.
You will, Neon.
Get you for this.
Oh, here go my frames again. Vulnerable to the hunter. Vulnerable to the hunter. Here comes all the bleeds.
I am still
Okay.
the prize.
We use this to break the block, and he gets a bunch of damage out. Just a casual 520, 530. Crazy. Okay. Wild Strike here. What? Okay, I see a play here. So Wild Strike, that's a card play back, and 2 heroism, and then I think we can get Annihilation high enough to get rid of these last 2.
Hail that.
Okay, he seemed to be causing the frame problems. Not quite enough there. But then I could last sight him. And that'll be enough.
Do not bother running.
Or I could have last sighted first and had the heroism either way.
Whoever trained you did a damn good job.
Okay. That feels nice. Love it. What else do you have? Complete the seal. Hunter only. Darkhold. Oh.
Nothing will harm that book.
Only Cthon can kill Cthon.
Does he not know about the God Killer? Made of himself?
I'm here.
Go home. Leave. And live.
She looks so motherly.
Cthon changed us both when you cured me centuries ago. We belong to that book as much as him now.
I failed you.
No. You saved me. Saved us all. Whatever happens next, we shall face it together. Mother.
Family is forever. Nice. 14 turns. Filler encounter? Check. Yep. Reduce all caller thresholds by 1. Legendary passive. Hunter is immune to all negative status effects. So no vulnerable, dazed, weak, confused, nothing. Pretty nice. Legendary combat suit. Very cool. Great poster. And a couple of coils. I'm trying to think of if we would use that Master of the Hunt. So that would mean that we could trigger double damage way more frequently. But we would have to change our deck from the way that it is currently. Or Or, because most fights don't go long enough to play like multiple mindbenders anyway, you could let them exhaust, and then you have a much higher likelihood of drawing your other hunter cards that let you build up your collar again, and then almost every hunter card is just damage. But like, those mindbenders offer us so much, so I don't know. Anyways, this is very nice. I really like that. What if I randomized here again? Okay, then it just goes through everybody. I thought maybe we could get like the big group photo again, but that's fine. Wait, I want to stick with this. We took the photo anyway. Okay. And reminder, we're going to be doing post-game stuff because there are things to unlock. So I'm excited to see what those missions are like. And I'm kind of, as of recording this, oh wow, credits. This is technically episode like 84. I kind of want to aim to hit like 100. I think that would be cool. And if there's enough post-game content to get us there in an interesting way, then maybe we do it. Okay, not quite credits yet.
Sometimes I forget just how beautiful that can be.
I never do.
Just wish everyone was here to see it.
Well, a giant wall of light did just teleport us back here from the crossroads of creation to our own little pocket dimension localized here in the sunny suburbs of Massachusetts. Fairly certain anything's possible at this point.
Okay, credits now. Now, there's definitely going to be stuff at the end. Hey, I'm going to do some shoutouts during this, too. I can pause this. Oh, that is so sick. Very cool. Okay, creative director Jake Solomon. Huge shout out to him. Not only for just creating and reviving, like, the XCOM franchise and creating games that have given me pretty much a lot of what I have in my life right now, a career in video games because of mainly games like XCOM. So appreciative, but also just for like welcoming me to work with his teams over the years on XCOM titles, getting really like fantastic access to his team for working on the pre-launch stuff with Midnight Suns. He's been nothing but supportive, and I really just am so appreciative of what he's done with his entire team. It's so admirable. Garth DeAngelis, if you guys didn't see, he recently announced that he's leaving Firaxis. He's been there for 14 years as the franchise producer, and really like a phenomenal guy and a phenomenal talent, and has again been super supportive of what I've done with the team in the past. Huge shout out to him, and I'm very excited to see where he is going to be going. Let's see who else I can point out in here. So in the design team, we see lead designer Joe Weinhofer. If there's anybody on this team that worked on Midnight Suns that I've been able to be closest to, it's definitely Joe. I was talking to him every day before release about so many different hero interactions and questions, and he was just obviously, as a lead designer, a well of knowledge. Like, just the guy is so incredibly talented and smart, and you can see that in the game. There's so many mechanics, and they all have to work well together, and like that's all led by him. He's the lead designer. That is very impressive, and he's been super helpful to me, and I look forward to continuing to work with him on some upcoming stuff. Also want to shout out Mark Nada. If you guys aren't familiar with Mark, he was a big part of XCOM 2, and he led the team that made Chimera Squad with Firaxis, and I don't know how much work he did on Midnight Suns, but he is obviously involved and is a fantastic dude as well. that I've had nothing but great interactions with. So big shout out to those guys. Let's see who else is in here. Rachel Sema, cinematics producer. She, if you don't know, was hosting a lot of the Firaxis streams that they did pre-release and just after release. She is fantastic, super friendly. I haven't had the chance to interact with her too much. I've never met her in person, but she's just very sweet, very kind, and it's nice to see that she is well respected among her team also. I'm gonna see if there's anybody else that I recognize in here. Once we get to like the community teams and stuff, I'll definitely notice some of those. Gameplay engineers, lead gameplay engineers here. Let's see who else I can find. There's probably some in here that I'm just gonna miss. User interface engineers, so some repeats here. Joe's in there as well. Oh, that's cool. Greg Furch. I don't know if I'm saying that right. He was a big part of XCOM as well. I believe he is not with Firaxis anymore. But again, another guy that was like super supportive during my XCOM coverage. And yeah, super nice guy. But I'm pretty sure he's not with Firaxis anymore. But shout out to him. Lead character artists. World building. Let's see. Nobody else that I recognize here. Animation team. I don't think I've met any of them. Visual effects. Destruction. Destruction librarian. I want that as my title. That is cool. That is very cool. Let's see if I recognize anybody in the QA team here. I don't think so. Firaxis Live. Production babies. That's cool. Shows you how long this game has been in development. Firaxis Studio Leadership. Sid Meier, of course. Most people would recognize that name. Oh, special thanks and loving memory, Luke Wiltshire. Oh. Okay.
Well, I'm starting to think the Ancient Ones never believed we'd actually survive the prophecy.
I could consult the records of the Vishanti once the city approves the Sanctum's rebuilding permit.
Lilith and the Hunter's Bond defied death before. Defied Cathan. Prophecy or not, I know this story is far from over.
Story is far from over. Is that just a tease? Like, I mean, obviously sequel possibilities. I misspoke when I said this was episode 84. This is probably more like episode 85 or 6 because the little prelude thing talking to everybody before the portal would have been episode 84. A lot of 2K people that I'll be able to recognize in here, especially on the socials teams. Let's go down to that. I wonder if there's more, like, post-credits stuff. Motion capture guys, I wouldn't know. 2K partnerships and licensing. Global marketing strategy. Okay, let's see what's in here. Matt Chang. Great guy. Great guy. Shout out to Matt Chang. I spent time with him in California when I was capturing some pre-release footage for the hero showcases. He was pretty much chilling with me most of the day and answering a whole bunch of questions all the time. So shout out to him. Gadge, manager, community, social media. He handles all of their Twitter, Instagram, TikToks, all that stuff. And really nice dude. Like, so nice to the point where I'm like, am I a bad human? I think I'm a pretty nice guy, but like I felt evil around him. He's just super kind. Global community manager, Rocio Salas. She is the one that I have probably spoken to the most over the past 6 months regarding Midnight Suns. Every single day, especially pre-release, we were talking nonstop. She helped me organize all of the hero showcases and stuff. And she has been phenomenal. If I'm not mistaken, she only joined the team like this year. So I think she's relatively fresh, and she's so good at her job. It's insane. Cami Magnuson, Global Influencing Marketing Manager. She's actually with a different group now, but she's the one who approached me first about getting involved with Midnight Suns. And maybe without her, I wouldn't have been as involved. So big shout out to Cami. Very, very cool to see that you're in here. Oh, Joe Chuck Norris. Pfft. If you guys have never met a man named Joe Chuck, this is your chance. Go to California, look up Joe Chuck. He's a great dude, super funny, super sarcastic. He's one of the only people I know that can like out sarcasm me, and that's very rare. Huge shout out to Joe Chuck and his kids and his family. When I was at 2K in California, he asked if I would record like a little shout out video for his son, and I happily did that. I thought that was so cool. He's a great dude, and it was awesome to hang out with him. I might be missing other people in here, because I'm sure I've met a bunch of these guys. Oh! Look at that! Oh, that's so cool! We're in there as a special thanks! ChristopherOdd, Chris Odd. That's hilarious. Okay, that's funny because Rocio mentioned that I might be in the credits, but maybe not until like a patch or something. So I didn't know that was included. I didn't expect to see me in there. That is very kind. Thank you so much for the special thanks. That is very cool. Very cool. Love that. Probably should put my real name in there. It's fine. Josh Kaplan, influencer manager, America's Marketing. I worked a ton with him as well. And he is such a kind guy. He's into motorcycles. Just an overall sick dude. And nothing but good things to say about him. These guys I won't know. These are all different countries. That's so cool, and I'm in there, man. Can I put that on my resume? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, I'm going to. What resume? Good question. Don't have one. Hopefully won't need one for a while. Business intelligence team. You know, there's somebody on the 2K team that I met. His name was also Chris. He was probably in here that I missed. Big into motorcycles. Tried to connect with him when I visited Sturgis. Human resources. I can't remember what he was like. He was in the technical side of things. Oh, he might be in here actually. Chris Swinney. It might be Swinney. I don't know if I know his last name, but it might be Swinney. So maybe that's him. This is fun to go through here and just like recognize all these names, but it just shows you like how many people are involved in launching a game. I don't know if they're gonna have like the whole Marvel team in here too, but I imagine probably. I won't have met any of them. That final mission, while we're sitting here, was really creative. I loved how they did that. I'm gonna have to look back and check. Maybe I thought I could swear Ghost Rider was one of the chained up ones, and they said it was your strongest hero, so that kind of makes sense. But then it ended up being Blade. So I'm also curious to know how they determine like strongest heroes, or maybe it's just totally random. But the mission itself was really cool. A couple of performance issues aside, that was a very creative way of doing it. We didn't ultimately have that much of a challenge. Oh yeah, here's the Marvel side. We didn't ultimately have that much of a challenge. But I mean, to be fair, we had pretty much maxed out decks. Almost had card mods on every single card. We had everybody's upgraded Midnight Suns ability. So, I mean, what do you do? And like, I guess you could have had maybe, if I was going to suggest a balancing thing just from playing it one time, I would say, oh, okay, maybe you add one more of those infested units every round, or maybe 2, just to kind of have some back and forth. But then again, too, like we had concealment cards and stuff, and concealment I feel is just like if there's one mechanic in the game that is so incredibly strong and probably OP, it's concealment. We have it with Strange, we have it with Last Sight, but then you can also get it on card mods, and redrawing for concealment is so powerful because then you don't even need a card play for it. It's just like it's insanely strong. Like, what? It's so good. But obviously I'm going to use it because it's very powerful. Not to get too off topic here, but what else about that last mission? It was kind of interesting how they brought in that one part with Spider-Man. They brought in the 2 Dread Maidens. I also don't know if those are scripted spawns or not. I have no idea, but bringing in the 2 Dread Maidens, you're like, oh my god, Dread Maidens. But you kind of just have to ignore them and focus on the infested units. We had that Vertigo, which was cool. I would have liked to be able... Okay, so 2 things. Going into that final mission, I would have liked to been able to choose my combat items, because, like, theoretically, you have so many that you've built up over the course of the campaign, and then you're just like, oh, well, these are what you get. Oh, here we go. And I would also like to be like, oh, let's do our decks. But I did that before going through the portal.
I came to destroy him.
More lies from this herald.
You surprised me, beloved one. Coming so far.
It is over already.
Child.
The book is not destroyed.
Amateurs.
Who's the guy? Who's the guy in the gear? Who's the guy in the gear? That's probably a person that I should know, right? I don't. I would think maybe like Mephisto, maybe? Endgame. Congratulations on finishing the main campaign of Marvel's Midnight Suns. The Hunter has returned to a point before the Midnight Sun, allowing them to continue completing missions, leveling up heroes, improving friendships, and exploring the Abbey and its grounds. A new set of high-level general missions are available in Transia. All previously defeated Fallen and villains may appear on missions in any region, and New Game Plus is now unlocked. So, that's cool, because those are the missions that I want to be doing. I don't have any reason to buy these anymore, I don't think. But we did get some gamma coils, and we got a suit. So let's look at that. The super suit. Oh, that's pretty cool. It's white, which I don't love. So I'm immediately gonna go and fix that. I think it would be nice if they reset all of your chests here. Let's go to this one. Actually, do I even need to? I keep making that mistake. Imperious, Emerald, and Smoke. Kind of feel like that might be it. Smoke, maybe? Yeah, that's pretty good. And I got a cape that I can turn on or off. It's no cloak, but there it is. Okay. Let's open these coils, and then we're gonna go look at those missions, and then let's talk about the game a little bit more. I think it's pretty clear how I feel about it with all the time I spent. I'm like really sad that it's coming to an end, to be honest. But hopefully DLC soon,
Welcome
and
to
then
Tony's Scary
we're
Demon
laughing.
Cave. I'm Tony, and how may I assist you today?
I thought this would be a coil for everybody, but it's really only for those first 3.
This is some of my best work.
Take this and this. This has the redraw. We didn't play this one time. It's just, it's too risky, right? Like, you spend a card play for this, You summon a hero from the Abbey for 1 turn. Draw 2 of their cards. What would make this better, in my opinion, is like, okay, so you summon a hero from the Abbey for 1 turn. You draw 2 of those cards, and those cards, you draw 2 of their cards, and those cards become free. That would be great, because this is exhausted anyway, so you're only playing this once. Or you make the reinforcement card itself a free card play, but it's also exhausted. And you just don't, you can't have a way of getting rid of this exhaust, so... Yeah, I guess you could then do some funky shenanigans with, like, Nico and stuff like that, but either way. On redraw, +1 move.
Another magical mystery box. And to think, I used to design sentient future tech. Got my work cut out for me here. This coil stuff is really incredible.
Applying weak here is kind of nice. Redraw this. Okay.
Don't forget to write.
Yeah, so instead of going into like a new game plus type of scenario. Oh, Superlink? My favorite transient holidays today. Does anybody feel like taking part in the festivities? Right, so this is, okay, so this is before the end, technically. So I don't know if that's like a thing. Okay, let's look here. Transia. Oh, yeah. Level 28. Purple skin tone. Full eye blue. So these are all level 28. Now, does that mean, then, that we can take these guys from here and over-level them? Hunter's like prestige level 24. That's kind of cool. I don't know how crazy this would be. Maybe they're just supposed to be, you know, much tougher. So you go for these. But we're gonna go through some of these and learn about it and feel out how they are. I think that's gonna be fun, and we'll keep trucking. But yeah, I had such a good time playing this. I'm very excited for the DLCs because we'll get to spend time going through each of those characters' story arcs, unlocking all of their cards, learning all of their new mechanics, and thinking about ways to incorporate those mechanics with the mechanics that we already know. And it's just like, it's just going to provide like this cool little theory crafting opportunity all the time.
You can be careful.
Okay, increase level to 25. We don't need that because everyone's 25. Critical damage. Maybe Tony.
I guess I could show you a couple of things.
The other thing, I guess, we could look at. Yeah, see, like Blade, he's level 25. Captain America is Prestige 3. Ghost Rider's Prestige 2. Hulk is Prestige 2. Nico's not prestiged either in terms of level. Hold on. So she's Prestige 4 in terms of level. So if I look here, she's still ranked as 25. So maybe these are just always above, or I don't know if we'll start gaining or not, but yeah, interesting. I'm just not sure how it decided who to lock away. Maybe it is random. I don't know, because maybe it's just random. But yeah, had a blast, and this is not the end of Midnight Suns. We're gonna continue doing some of these post-game missions, and then when the DLC stuff comes, we'll dive in for going through each of the heroes' arcs and earning all their cards and unlocking their suits and that whole thing. And yeah, I just really enjoy this game a lot. There are things, if I'm being critical, there's things that I would like to improve, like the gathering stuff around the Abbey felt a bit tedious early on, and I was mostly just doing it as I was exploring the Abbey, but towards the late game, it would still be nice to collect those things, but I don't have another purpose to go out there if I've solved all the Abbey mysteries. And that's one thing that would be cool if they could address. I would really appreciate that. I do feel like on subsequent playthroughs, you know, you're probably going to end up skipping most of the dialogue. And I wonder if in New Game Plus, they could incorporate a mode where it just does that automatically. Like that's something you could choose so that you're just doing more missions. Maybe late game, you could do more missions per day. So you don't have to, you can just be in the combat part more. 'Cause that's like, for me, S tier combat, super, super fun all the time. I actually enjoyed a lot of the writing. I know some people found it hit or miss, which I can understand. But the writing, the overarching narrative and everything was pretty cool, if not a little bit on the nose. But it is a Marvel game, right? And pretty in line with how you would expect a Marvel movie to go. All of the heroes felt so unique. I love that. They all felt like they had their own niche, and admittedly, it took me a long time to get on board with some of these guys, but that those last kind of 5 or 6 episodes before the end mission, where I was running Wolverine, Scarlet Witch, Captain Marvel, Captain America, Hulk, obviously. That was really fun to be like, okay, these guys do have some potential when I'm forced to use them and I have to kind of operate within these guidelines. It does pose a new challenge, and we were successful too. So, I mean, what does that tell you? Of course, all of their decks are like super snazzy, right? So, yeah, it's interesting. Master of the Hunt. Collar thresholds by 1. So if you did this, then this goes to playing 2 dark cards. And these of course, would then exhaust. But I don't know. I feel that there's going to be a rebalancing of these passives and maybe the collars. Like, I actually think Balanced Collar has a pretty good spot in the deck if you're not doing a themed run where you're only playing dark cards or only playing light cards. Unity Collar... yeah, maybe gaining a fast. I just feel like a fast is not that good, but Renegade Collar is pretty decent. And then there's some collars that we didn't get because we didn't go to the light side, obviously. But I feel like these passives, this Vengeance one, arguably the strongest. Sorry, not Vengeance. Fully Charged. Arguably the strongest passive in the entire game. Generating Heroism or Resist every single turn is insane. I was able to get away with it because those Mindbenders became really strong. Even the one that got modded to be free was like God tier. That was pretty cool. But then like playing around Concealment with the Hunter was pretty easy. And I feel like that would just negate most of his issues most of the time. Whereas, you know, Resist, if you have 4 or 5 Resist stacked up, then that's kind of like a Concealment anyways, unless you're against a boss, and then Concealment's even better. So yeah, I don't know. I do expect that they'll probably rebalance some of that stuff. They're going to probably rebalance a lot of this stuff. Iron Man, I loved playing with Iron Man. How many missions did we take him on here? 10. Only 10. And like he KO'd look at this. He KO'd what? 20 enemies a mission? 20 times 10? Yeah. That's insane. That's insane. He KO'd... enemies KO'd in a single turn, 15. Like, what? That's crazy, man. That is really cool. But... yeah, I would have played with him way more, but he just felt kind of OP, right? So you're like, well, I don't know. Maybe we just play with other people. But early on, playing with the Midnight Suns guys, Ghost Rider is probably my favorite hero in the game. I do want to give Wolverine and his Midnight Special a try, because I feel like this is insanely strong. I feel like taking him and Strange and Hunter and Wolverine could be just ridiculous to really just build up heroism quickly. And then Midnight Special probably clears the board in a lot of scenarios, especially if you lethal pounce before it, so he's strengthened. or you just hit everybody with an air superiority that makes them vulnerable and then do that. Either way, I mean, plenty of cool options. And we also got to experiment with some cool combos near the end there. Yeah, that was just that was an absolute blast. I just had such a good time playing it, and I'll be back with more anytime there's new content. I'll be in there, but we're gonna do some of the end game stuff and see how that goes, and we'll also be starting some other series on the channel, probably revisiting some stuff, maybe getting back into the Breach run. I'd like to do more Dome Keeper. I would like to try Vampire Survivors. I wouldn't mind going back into playing some other card games. I got a lot of stuff I want to do, but yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and let me know what your thoughts are. Take care. Bye for now.